Good afternoon. Welcome to downtown Paragould. Welcome to the station. We want to welcome our governor to Paragould today. We're thankful to have her here and the opportunity to showcase our community to her. Also, all of her staff and the administration. Welcome to Paragould, and thank you all for being here today. I'm going to turn it over to Representative-elect Wooldridge.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Jeremy Wooldridge, and we are excited to have all of you join us today. We're excited to have our governor here and make Paragould capital for a day. One of the things that I enjoy so much about serving in the legislature, not only working with my colleagues that I see here in the room, but working with the executive branch. And this has truly been an administration that believes in collaboration, believes in working together. And I think whenever you look at Paragould, you look at Greene County, we are the definition of collaboration. We're a community that loves each other. We're a community that works together. And we are excited to see the growth and the continued efforts and support that we have here in Greene County. So I have the privilege and the honor of introducing to you our governor of the great state of Arkansas, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you so much. It is great to be back in Paragould, and very thankful for Representative Gasway, Representative Wooldridge, who we've had great partnership with and are doing a great job leading in Northeast Arkansas. And I'm kind of in shock how many people are here. It is booming. Clearly, they heard you guys were coming. So it is really exciting to be here and to get to name this community the capital for a day. In large part because one of the last times that I was here not too long ago, we were actually walking through neighborhoods that had been impacted by tornadoes. And so to get to come back and go to some of those same places and see the rebuild, see the energy, see the excitement, I think says so much about this community. It says how resilient, how tough, how incredible this place is. And so it is very exciting to be here and to name this community the capital for the day. I see the mayor back there. Want to give him a shout out. He's been an amazing leader. I have said it many times that the community here, after it was hit by those tornadoes, was one of the first and the fastest and best to respond. I've unfortunately had to go into several communities around the state of Arkansas, and they didn't rebound as quickly. They weren't as prepared, and so what you guys went through, the way that you many years ago were hit by a similar storm, took precautions, put things in place, and were much better prepared that time around, I think is such a testament to this great community. And so we're excited to be here. You know, I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish. The last 3.5 years in Arkansas, our state is absolutely booming. Things that we want to see happen are happening in every corner of Arkansas, and it's something I'm really proud of. We want to see growth. We want to see investment, and that is happening all across Arkansas, but especially in Northeast Arkansas. We're seeing a lot of exciting things take place here, and you can see that just by the sheer turnout of people that are here today. I had the chance to spend all day in Jonesboro yesterday, which we named the capital for the day, and got to do jobs announcements and things there. And now we're here, had a chance to visit with some of the superintendents and other education leaders from this area, and the level of cooperation and partnership is something that you don't find in every county. And so it has already been a great day, and excited to be here. As I said, I think our state is growing and booming and thriving in all the places that we want to see. Over the course of the last 3.5 years, we've been able to cut taxes not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, knocking 25% off of our state income tax and returning more than $1.5 billion back to the people of Arkansas where it should be. At the same time that our state is cutting taxes, we're still having record surpluses. Just this last fiscal year, we had $650 million surplus. That's a good thing. That means that it's working. That not only are we able to cut taxes and let you spend more of your own hard-earned money, we're still growing in revenue. At the same time that we're doing those things, we're not sacrificing on service. We're not sacrificing on our priorities and where we're investing money. Over the course of the last 3.5 years, we have transformed education in our state. We've gone from being, frankly, the laughingstock, constantly ranked 48th and 49th and 50th, to leading the nation and creating a blueprint that every other state can follow. Just this past summer, our test scores for our students increased by 20% in every grade, in every subject. That is astronomical success. Normally in education, you celebrate a 2, a 3, a 4% increase, but to have a 20% growth, that's a big deal. That means what we're doing is working. We made the single largest investment in public education in our state's history, and it's paying off. We're investing in our teachers in a way that we haven't in the past. Not only did we make sure every single teacher in the state got at least a $2,000 pay raise, we have also rewarded our teachers with more than $50 million in bonuses to over 12,000 educators in the last couple of years. That's real money. Investing in our teachers, keeping our best and brightest in the front of the classroom, we know makes a huge difference in the lives of our students. And that's what we want to see happen. At the same time, we're investing heavily in public education. We're aligning our system. We're paying our teachers better. We're also investing in opening up parental empowerment, which is how it should be. I have 3 kids, and just at my home, I have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 11-year-old, and we are very ready for back to school at our house. I don't know about you, but we could use a little more structure again. But just at my house with my 3 kids, I can see that all 3 of my kids need different things. They learn differently. They need different environments. And so we can't expect that a one-size-fits-all system is going to work for every student in the state. And now we have opened up opportunities so that every parent can decide what is best for their child, how and where they can best be educated. That's what we want to see happen. We don't want to just invest in systems. We want to invest in students. We want every single kid in our state to have a pathway to success. And that's going to look different for every kid. But we want everybody, when they graduate from high school, to be prepared to do one of 3 things. Either to be employed, we want them to graduate and be able to go straight into the workforce. Or we want them to be enrolled, so they're going on to further their education and stepping into a higher ed environment. Or, as General Bridges will certainly remind everybody, we want them to be enlisted. So we want you to be ready to step into the next phase of life when you graduate from high school. And now more students in our state are prepared when they graduate than they ever have been. And that's a good thing. And we want to see that continue to happen. At the same time that our education is doing better, our economy is growing. We're not the only ones taking notice. People all across the country are paying attention to what's happening in Arkansas. This past year, we welcomed over 54 million visitors to our state, breaking our tourism record and helping solidify that as the number 2 industry. But what's happening is people are coming here, they're visiting, and they like what they see. And it has put Arkansas on the map. In the last 2 years, we've been the number 1 state in the country for people moving into, for inbound migration. Now, I like to remind them, we're glad you're here. We will welcome you with Southern hospitality. Just don't forget why you left some of those places to begin with. But that's a good thing. People are taking notice of the great things that are happening in our state, and we want to see that continue. I love that I get to be the governor of the best state in the country, but I want to see Arkansas continue to move up. But none of those things happen if we don't have good teamwork, if we don't have good cooperation. I say all the time, so much so that they probably get tired of hearing it, but I have the best staff and the best cabinet of any governor anywhere in the country. And I get to go out and talk about a lot of the great things that are happening in our state. None of those things happen if you don't have good people implementing and executing. And it also goes with the legislature. If you don't have good partners in the legislature, and you don't have people who are helping you pass and implement good policy, then it doesn't matter. I can come and I can make a lot of speeches, but nothing changes. I didn't run for office because I wanted to make speeches and I wanted to go to events. I ran because I wanted to make a difference. I don't care about the next election. I care about the next generation, because this is the state that my kids call home. And I want our Arkansas, the Arkansas I grew up in, the Arkansas that I love, to be one that my kids are proud to be from and that they choose to live in when they become adults. And that's the Arkansas that we're fighting for. I love that I get to be the governor of this great state, and I want to see us continue to move up. We're going to keep fighting for the things that matter. We're going to keep investing in our kids, investing in our future, because we know it's making a difference and it's working. And I have a great team that I'm going to have introduce themselves here in just a second. I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Steve here, our latest Arkansas Game and Fish Commissioner, but also the guy who has provided all the food. Steve is probably a lot more comfortable behind the fryer than he is in a coat or out on the farm, but he is a great guy and he's doing a wonderful job already diving in and helping us address some of the big issues with game and fish. And I know he's going to do an amazing job representing Northeast Arkansas and making sure that they have a voice and a seat at the table. Our outdoors, our natural beauty, I think, are one of the most unique parts of our state. I love that we get to live in one of the most beautiful places in all of America and call it home. And what they do and the work that they do, the conservation efforts, they matter. And as a mom, I love to see my kids now enjoying the outdoors. We are constantly trying to push our kids off screens and outside, but it's very hard to replace something with nothing. So taking that phone away and replacing it with a love for the outdoors is really important at our house. It's something we're trying to focus on a regular basis. Not only because we love the outdoors, but we also want to burn a little bit of their energy off too. But our two sons that are 12 and 11, they love all things outside, which is great. And my youngest, who went hunting with my husband earlier this season, he had just finished a Christmas program at his school, and so it was a little bit later at night. And they left the program. They were driving out to eastern Arkansas to hunt at a friend's camp the next morning. And as they went out there, they turned the music up loud. They rolled the windows down. And my son looked over to my husband and he said, "You know what, Dad? I think it should be a rule that you can never live somewhere where you can't see the stars." Brian thought it was kind of this quick exchange and George would move on, but the next morning he was clearly still thinking about it. They'd finished hunting and they were driving back to Little Rock, and he turned to Brian and he said, "Dad, I've decided. When I grow up, I'm going to live here. It has everything you need. You can hunt, you can farm, you can fish, and you can always see the stars." For a kid, it really is that simple. And we should be fighting to protect those values, that way of life, and that opportunity and that desire, so that every kid growing up in Arkansas appreciates the incredible place that we get to call home and wants to stay here and chooses to be here. And that happens if we create great opportunity. And we're going to keep working hard to do that. Like I said, I have an amazing team that helps accomplish that. One of the reasons we love Capital for a Day is because we don't just come to show up and roll in and roll back out, but we really want the opportunity to hear from you. We want you to understand what each of these people do, the agencies they lead, and how we can better serve the state. And so I'm going to ask every member of the cabinet to do a very brief introduction of who they are and what they do, and we will all stick around. Our team is scattered all throughout the room. If you have ideas, if you have questions, if you have things that we can help with, if there is anything that we can do to better serve the state, that's why we're here. We'll stick around after the comments are over and be here to really interact and engage with the community. And so again, I want to say thank you for letting us be here today, for making Paragould our capital for the day. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Secretary of Education, Jacob Oliva. Thank you all so much for being here.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacob Oliva, Secretary of Education. One, you have a lot to be proud of in this state. I get to travel all over the state, visit schools and higher ed partnerships, and a lot of times it's fragmented and broken. But here, everybody's working together, and they're doing the benefit of what's right for students in the community, and it's really remarkable. We heard the governor talk about we've had some great gains in education and our outcomes across the board, achievement levels going up. But right here in the school districts in this county, there weren't just a little bit of gains of student performance going up. We're talking double-digit gains at some of our grade levels. And not only that, our lowest level of performing students are dropping significantly, and that doesn't happen by accident. You have some great schools. I look forward to supporting them. When I leave here, I'm actually going to go visit a third grade teacher who has students in our class for the first day who had some of the highest test scores in the entire state. That's the quality of teachers that you have here. So thank you for allowing me to be here. I'll be here to answer any questions.
Good afternoon. My name is Hugh McDonald, Secretary of Commerce. Real quick, Commerce is made up of about 7 different divisions. There are banking, securities, insurance, waterways, aeronautics, workforce development, unemployment insurance, economic development. One thing, we've all heard this saying. If you've been around in Arkansas long enough, you've heard this saying. You will never hear any of us say it. Thank God for Mississippi. We will never say that because we don't believe it. We believe we can be number one in everything we do. We have a governor that believes we can do it. We aspire to do that in everything we do. We have a legislature that believes that as well. We work together. The economic policies that are happening, that have been implemented in the state, are working. We have more people, more Arkansans working than ever before. Our labor force participation rate is going up, one of only 10 states where it's going in the right direction. The tax cuts are making a huge difference. The workforce development is aligned from higher ed to K through 12, and the businesses, it's aligned to the business the market needs, and it's really exciting to be part of this team. We all work together very well, and nothing can stop us. So we'll be around. Holler at us if you need us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Shay Lewis. I'm the Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, and we're entrusted with the natural, historical, and cultural resources found throughout our state, but also, ultimately, we're a tourism agency. We're here to promote our state, invite the guests that Governor Sanders mentioned just a few minutes ago that are visiting our state, so they come back here again and again and again. And I'll have to say that here in Greene County and Paragould specifically, y'all are doing some great things. And our department wants to be a partner with you, whether that's the 8 Mile Trail or at Crowley's Ridge State Park out at Walcott. We're here to partner with you today. Today with me, I have Marty Rao. He's the director of the Division of Arkansas Heritage. Marty's division has a lot of resources and grants available, whether that's for things like the Collins Theater or historic properties or tax credits across our state. Also, Mike Wilson, Assistant Director of State Parks, is here somewhere, and he's here to help provide support through our parks and recreation programs that we have out there as well. So keep up the great work. I'll be here if you have any questions, and I look forward to partnering with the city furthermore. So thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Wayne Ruthven. I'm the Deputy Secretary and Chief of Staff of the Department of Veterans Affairs. I'm representing Secretary Ader, who is out of the state this week attending a National Veterans Affairs Conference. Our mission is simple: serve and support the 197 plus thousand veterans in the state of Arkansas, inclusive of the 2,200 here in Greene County. We do that through 3 divisions: Veteran Service Division, Long-Term Care Division, and Cemeteries Division. Veteran Services, I'd like to point out, you have a rock star veteran service officer here in Greene County, Charlotte Gunn. Charlotte, you in the room? No, I didn't expect so. She's out working serving veterans. Okay, so she is fantastic. If you're a veteran, you know a veteran needs support, send them to see Charlotte. She'll do a great job for you. As far as our other mission in the Veteran Service Officer Division, we have a new initiative. We're implementing a Veteran Employment Specialist program, and those specialists will be deployed across the state to help veterans find meaningful employment that match their skill set, their education, the location they want to work in, etc. We're excited about that. Hopefully you will be too if you're involved or you're looking for help or work for a veteran. The other two, again, long-term care, we operate 2 state veterans homes, one in North Little Rock, one in Fayetteville. And lastly, our cemeteries division, we operate 2 state cemeteries, one again in North Little Rock and the other in Cross County and Bird Eye. And I'd like to close by just leaving you with our #1 priority in the department: veterans first, veterans last, veterans everywhere in between. Thank you.
Thank you, and good afternoon. My name is Darrell Bassett. I'm Secretary of Labor and Licensing. We license 23 different agencies in our department. We also handle amusement rides, mines, elevators. When this governor took over, she gave us 2 immediate priorities. One was to find ways to reduce barriers to entry in those occupations that we licensed. There just existed too many barriers to entry. Through her leadership and also the leadership of a number of legislators that are here, we were able to impact those those barriers nearly across the board, and so that we're really excited about that. The second priority that she had for us was to not only reduce the barriers, but to find ways to streamline the licensing process itself. So that not only would we put people to work, but we would put them to work much faster. Through that leadership, we created our electronic licensing platform and really literally transformed the waiting process from weeks to minutes. You can now do it on your cell phones. And so we're really excited about that through her leadership. We'll be here throughout this evening, or not through the evening. But we'll be here for a while afterwards. Feel free to talk to me or my Chief of Staff, Steve Gunthorpe. He's in the back. But it's been a pleasure to work with this city and the leadership of this city. I know a number of you. We appreciate you allowing us to come to Paragould.
I think Darrell just invited us all to spend the night, so we'll see you when we see you. Thank y'all so much for having us here in Paragould. I'm Allison Bragg, and I'm the state's Inspector General. And what we do is investigate fraud, waste, and abuse with state government dollars. So we are there to ensure that the governor's mission of lowering your taxes again and again and again is effective with those tax dollars that you do entrust to your government. Our goal is to monitor those dollars and to make sure that they are spent effectively and that they are spent no more often than they need to be spent. So at the Department of Inspector General, we investigate fraud, waste, and abuse. If you ever need to report anything to us, anything you think we need to look into, just let us know and we'd be happy to look at that. Thank y'all for having us.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Shane Corey. I'm the Secretary for the Arkansas Department of Energy and Environment. That's made up of the Division of Environmental Quality, Oil and Gas Commission, Liquefied Petroleum Gas Board, Pollution Control and Ecology Commission, Office of State Geologist, and the Energy Office. I have Bailey Taylor, our DEQ Director here, and Melanie Martinez, our Chief of Comms, to help me answer questions. My greatest thing and my greatest joy is to make sure that our energy and our environmental policies are aligned, that they work together, and they move Arkansas forward. I mean, we understand that we can have a strong economy, a healthy environment, and promote our energy and mineral resources all at the same time. And I got to visit with Brett and some folks at the Paragould Municipal Utility, and they have given you a gift. It was a coffee mug, a challenge coin, and the coffee mug was full of chocolate, but I'm not exactly sure what happened to some of that chocolate on the way over here. And also, tomorrow is an extremely important day, and most of you don't know this, but it is actually the governor's birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to dedicate the rest of my time, and Allison's going to come up here and lead us in singing Happy Birthday.
Are you serious?
All right, I'll do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear governor. Happy birthday to you.
And I got to follow that. Hey, I'm Jim Hudson. I serve as the Secretary of the Department of Finance and Administration. A great team but every great team has got to have a great leader, and we've got a great leader in Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. One of the reasons why I love serving her administration is she's clear. She's just clear about what her priorities are. And she will tell you that clarity is kindness. Whenever I'm meeting with her, whenever I'm walking out and she's giving me the marching orders, I'm never fuzzy on what she expects. And she's been clear with me since day one serving her administration. One, we don't need to collect any more from you in taxes. We need to actually be collecting less from you in taxes. And as she said, she's already made major progress on that. Stay tuned, more to come. Second, don't waste your money. Don't spend more in the state budget than we absolutely positively have to. And we've been trying to work on that and bending that curve down in terms of spending. But then the third thing she's really clear about is service. You are our customer. We need to approach you as a customer sort of relationship, right? And so we should not hassle you. We should not waste your time when you're coming into one of our offices. So I hope you notice, and you come to one of my DMV offices, you got a great one here in Paragould, that things are a little different now than what they used to be. You know, you can actually make an appointment when you go into your office now. You don't have to worry about hanging out with us for a couple hours. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. But you've got things you need to be doing, so you can get online, dfa.arkansas.gov, make an appointment, you come in, you'll be done 5 to 10 minutes. It really is a game changer. And here's the other deal. We want it to be a streamlined process. There shouldn't be a big hassle factor. We ought to be able to give you something as simple as a driver's license and a license plate with a minimum degree of time expended on your part. So it's a new day at DFA. Come by and see us. Thank you.
Hello, y'all. Renee Mallory, Secretary of Health, which means I have the Department of Health. We do a lot of things at the Department of Health, but one of the core things we do is we have a county health unit in at least one in every county in the state. Thanks to Judge McMillan here, we have a great building to do that out of. And what we do some women's health, we do child health, we do some infectious disease testing and treatment. I have my staff turned out for y'all today. I actually have 5 staff here, local, regional, and from central office. I would introduce them, but I'm the one that gets the grief for being long-winded, or brief is the word I'm supposed to use. But so I'll drop it with that. But if y'all have any issues or questions for us, that's the table right there that can answer that. Thank you.
Good job.
Good afternoon. I'm Lindsay Wallace. I'm the Secretary of Corrections, and that is everything that you think it would be. For adults that are sentenced in circuit court in the state of Arkansas, probation, a sentence to incarceration, we handle all of that. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the investments that the governor and our legislative partners have made in corrections, because you've heard a lot about other community investments, and the goal behind all of those is to create safer communities for you guys. So she has invested heavily in our law enforcement staff, our officers, significant pay raises, and we're so appreciative of that. But she's also invested in the inmates and the offenders that are in your communities to try to put them up on better footing so that they don't come back to your communities and reoffend. So, and also what I want to do is, and I'm not going to tell you all the names because now Renee hasn't done that, so I can't do it. But I do have some folks from my central office that are here. Turned out great numbers as well as my chief of staff. But we've got 3 offices that are within about 30 minutes of right here, and those folks are embedded in your communities. And we couldn't do what we do in your communities without your support. So Area Manager Ryan Burton is back here, and then we've got his assistant area manager back here, Mr. Aikman, and there's an officer standing, a lovely officer standing between the 2 of them that Mike Hager and I are currently fighting over. So I'll leave you guys with that. But if y'all have any questions, we'll be over here today, and I'm happy to talk to you about anything. Thank y'all.
I'm Mike Hager. I'm the Secretary of Department of Public Safety and Director of State Police, and that's dangerous because Lindsay gave me the final word here. But I'm not going to go in recruiting mode right now. So the primary responsibility of any government, whether it's city, county, state, federal, is to protect its citizens. We've got a governor that strongly believes in that, and she's shown that through her actions and her investment not only in personnel but in infrastructure that was decades overdue. So we're very fortunate to have that. As a result of that, there's tangible numbers that I could stand up here and talk about for 30 minutes, but again, we've got our marching orders and I'm not going to. But we have more people in the state right now that live here than we've ever had. We have more people coming into the state to visit than we ever have. Having said that, we've steadily drove our numbers down in our fatality crashes. As we sit here today, compared to August 12th of last year, we've had 50 less fatalities in our state today, even though our numbers are up, way up, in every other category that you can put a number on as far as the number of commuters and the number of visitors that we have. So we're very proud of that. Our felony arrests are up, our criminal arrests are up. We lead the nation in interstate criminal patrol and the amount of narcotics that we're taking off the street. All that is directly because of the investment that the governor has made in public safety for Arkansas. She talked about in her campaign the last go around. She's talking about it this time. But the difference is she's not just talking, she's putting those words into actions, and we're very thankful for that. Appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I'll be around if you have any questions for me.
Good afternoon. I'm Janet Mann. I'm the Secretary of Human Services. We're a very large agency with the main mission of serving children, families, and the elderly. We do that through our main programs of Medicaid, child welfare, and juvenile justice. We do have a county office in every county. Here in Greene County, I'll be visiting later this afternoon, but we're around if you have any questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Leslie Fiskin. I'm Secretary of Shared Administrative Services. We have statewide experts that provide support so all of the cabinet members behind me can focus on their mission. We help with contracts, IT, payroll, which is very important. We do employee benefits, including we handle the statewide benefits for all public school teachers, so that's all your teachers here in Paragould. We also manage the statewide IT network, cybersecurity. We do the same for the school districts. We also, through our Human Resources Department, we manage a statewide summer internship program that we just finished, approximately 50 interns. We had several students from ASU that were a part of that program, and we'd welcome more next summer or anybody from this area. And finally, which is very important, you've probably seen the governor talking about part of the savings is we also are really looking to find savings in state government and improve our processes as part of the Arkansas Forward Initiative. And on the governor's website, if you can Google it, and you'll see we have a dashboard of all of the savings. We've identified $120 million so far and projected for $300 million by 2030. And we've done this from the bottom up. We literally are cutting phone lines. We're also cutting fax lines. Some of y'all are too young in the room to know what a fax line is, but we know those are outdated. So we're really getting rid of a lot of those antiquated processes and saving money that way. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am last. Really, that's not my name. So I am Brigadier General Chad Bridges. I am the Secretary of the Department of the Military and the Arkansas Adjutant General. And I want to tell you, I really admire Paragould. This is a special place. You should be proud. You should be proud of what you have here. And we're proud of Arkansas. I'm a proud Arkansan. And I'm proud to get to serve for a great governor and Governor Sanders. And I'm proud to be on a great team that she's assembled. And I'm proud to serve with over 9,000 Guard members across the state that are willing to serve their state and their nation in uniform to protect what is precious and what we find dear. And so I want to see if anybody has served in uniform, please raise your hand. If we please recognize them. And those that wear the uniform don't just serve too. So I want to recognize a military spouse and a military child. Dr. Taylor, and a soon-to-be fourth grader, is the wife and daughter of Staff Sergeant Anthony Taylor, who serves with me in Little Rock. I'd like to recognize them. We get to serve. We get to serve, and we were here last year helping the city recover and respond, and that was a great privilege to do that. And I do echo Governor Sanders' remarks. Major Agee and the team here are doing phenomenal work in emergency management. and I met with them this morning, and fantastic. We're also, as she also mentioned, I'm always recruiting. And so if you know anyone that is willing to change their life by wearing this uniform, we're interested in them joining us. And so we're so excited about what's happening in our state. We're so excited to be a part of Paragould. We've been here for decades. 68 citizens in Paragould wear the uniform in the Arkansas National Guard. They're in the community, in Paragould, doing what they need to do to make their lives better, this community better, and they serve their state and their nation while doing it. And so thank you for your support. Looking forward to talking with more of you, and I want to turn it over to Major Agee.